Marco is a 22-year-old waiter who wears a white button shirt and dark jeans every day. Marco rides his old blue bicycle to work every morning through the same downtown street. One Thursday evening, Marco locks that same blue bicycle outside a bright casino on the corner. He walks through the casino glass doors holding a printed coupon for $50 free play. A smiling hostess in a red jacket takes that coupon and hands Marco a white casino card. Marco holds that white casino card and looks around at the flashing slot machines filling the room. He sits down at a slot machine in the corner and inserts that same white casino card. Marco presses the spin button with one finger and watches the reels turn slowly in front of him. 3 golden sevens line up on the screen and the machine erupts in flashing yellow lights. Marco stares at the screen showing $500 credited to that same white casino card. His hands are shaking as he walks to the cashier window still holding the white casino card. The cashier counts out $500 in crisp green bills and slides them under the glass. Marco stuffs those 500 green bills into his dark jeans pocket and stands very still. He walks back through those same glass casino doors into the cool night air outside. Marco unlocks his old blue bicycle with trembling happy hands and rides home through the same downtown street. At home, Marco spreads those same 500 green bills across his kitchen table under the ceiling light. He counts them 3 times, sitting alone at that kitchen table smiling with both hands flat on the money. Marco sleeps that night with those $500 still on the kitchen table beside his bed. The next evening, Marco puts on the same white button shirt and dark jeans and rides the blue bicycle back. He locks that same blue bicycle outside the same casino glass doors and walks straight inside. The same smiling hostess in the red jacket recognizes Marco and waves him through without a word. A server in a black vest appears immediately and hands Marco a free glass of cold amber whiskey. Marco takes that glass of amber whiskey and sits at the same corner slot machine from the night before. He sips the cold whiskey and inserts the same white casino card into that same slot machine. The reels spin and the machine pays out $200 onto the white casino card. Marco finishes the amber whiskey, and a second free glass appears on the machine ledge beside him. He sips the second whiskey and spins again, and the machine pays $300 more. Marco sits in that same corner for 2 hours with free whiskey glasses appearing without him asking. He cashes out at the same cashier window with $1,000 in green bills this time. Marco folds those 1,000 green bills and tucks them deep into his dark jeans pocket. He collects his old blue bicycle from outside and rides home faster than the night before. At home, he adds the new green bills to the 500 still on the kitchen table. Marco stands over that kitchen table counting $1,500 total under the ceiling light. He takes a photo of those bills stacked on the kitchen table with his phone. The following evening, Marco is back at those same casino glass doors before they fully open. He wears the same white shirt and dark jeans and carries the white casino card in his hand. The server in the black vest brings the cold amber whiskey before Marco even sits down. Marco wins $400 in the first 20 minutes at the same corner slot machine. He moves to a poker table in the center of the casino and sits in a green leather chair. A new free whiskey appears on the edge of that poker table without Marco asking for one. Marco wins 3 hands in a row and stacks red poker chips in a growing pile beside the whiskey glass. He cashes those red chips into $800 at the cashier window before midnight. Marco rides the blue bicycle home through empty streets with $1,200 in his dark jeans. He no longer counts the money on the kitchen table and drops it straight into a brown envelope. That brown envelope sits on the kitchen table getting thicker every night that week. By the second week, Marco calls in sick to the restaurant where he works as a waiter. He rides the blue bicycle to the casino at noon instead of waiting for evening. The same hostess in the red jacket greets him, and the black vest server already holds a whiskey glass ready. Marco sits at the corner slot machine and wins $600 before 2 in the afternoon. He orders a plate of free casino food and eats it at that same corner machine without leaving the seat. Marco plays until 11 at night and walks to the cashier with $2,000 on the white card. He stuffs those bills into his dark jeans without counting them and retrieves the blue bicycle outside. The brown envelope on the kitchen table is now fat and creased from being opened and closed. In the third week, Marco stops riding the blue bicycle and takes taxis to the casino instead. He arrives at those glass casino doors wearing the same white shirt now slightly wrinkled at the elbows. Marco goes straight past the corner slot machine to the high-stakes poker room in the back. A different server brings whiskey in a heavier glass without being asked. A casino ritual now. Marco wins big on Tuesday and loses half of it on Wednesday at that same poker table. He stays until 3 in the morning staring at the green felt table under low-hanging yellow lights. The server refills the heavy whiskey glass again, and Marco drinks it without looking up from the cards. Marco walks out of the casino at 4 in the morning and stands on the dark street without his bicycle. He realizes he rode a taxi here and cannot remember if he called one home before tonight. Marco stands outside those same glass casino doors in the dark street until a taxi passes. By the 4th week, the brown envelope on the kitchen table is thin and slightly torn at the corner. Marco opens that same torn envelope on a Tuesday morning and counts only $300 inside. He puts on the wrinkled white shirt and dark jeans and takes a taxi to the casino at 10 in the morning. Marco walks through the glass doors and goes straight to the high-stakes poker room without stopping. The server with the heavy whiskey glass appears within 60 seconds of Marco sitting down. Marco loses $300 in 40 minutes at that green felt poker table. He sits in the green leather chair and stares at the empty space where his chip pile used to be. Marco pulls out his phone and opens his banking app at that same green felt table. He transfers $500 from his savings account into his checking account right there. Marco walks to the casino ATM in the corner and withdraws that same $500 in cash. He returns to the green leather chair at the poker table and buys back into the game. The heavy whiskey glass is already refilled and waiting on the edge of the green felt table. Marco loses that $500 over the next 2 hours without winning a single hand. He sits in the green leather chair after the last chip is gone and does not move for 10 minutes. The server appears again with a full heavy whiskey glass and sets it silently beside Marco's empty space. Marco drinks the whole glass standing up and walks out of the poker room without looking back. Outside those glass casino doors, Marco sits on the cold concrete curb under the bright casino sign. His white shirt is wrinkled and untucked, and his dark jeans have a small stain near the left knee. Marco looks at his phone and sees 11 missed calls from the restaurant manager over 2 weeks. He opens the banking app again and sees his savings account shows $40 remaining. Marco sits on that same concrete curb under the casino sign for a long time without calling a taxi. The glass casino doors open and close behind him as other people walk in and out laughing. The server in the black vest steps outside on a break and sees Marco sitting on that curb. He offers Marco one last free whiskey glass and Marco takes it with both hands and drinks it slowly. Marco sits on that cold curb holding the empty whiskey glass and stares at the bright casino sign above him. That same sign blinks in red and gold and has been blinking since the first night he arrived on his blue bicycle. Marco sets the empty glass down gently on the curb beside him and puts his face in both hands. The casino sign keeps blinking red and gold above him into the empty early morning street.